generally, what would happen on a video like this? I would talk and talk about how I dislike a certain thing or I like a certain thing, but today we're doing a mix of both. I've made a few videos talking about things I don't really like about Forza Horizon 4 and things I would like to see improved. That's generally what I do with games, especially after I've played them for a while. Well, today, what we're going to be doing is talk about reasons what I think Need for Speed and maybe other games could learn from Forza Horizon 4. Now, let me be clear, I don't want, for example, Need for Speed to have some kind of festival vibe, for one, but there are quite a few things that I would like to see come across or inspire. Let's start with the handling. I'm not going to sit here and say that Forza Horizon 4 has the best handling in the world, because it doesn't to me. But what it does have is the ability to feel like an actual car. My problem with Need for Speed recently is it's got away from that idea. The idea that a car should handle like a car, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. A car should handle like a car. My car doesn't want to make some mad skid of brake to driftness. What it wants to do is stay grippy. If I'm accelerating, it holds its own unless the toe has stepped out, unless the car has been set up to do that. I'm all for drifting. I love drifting. That's one thing that people don't quite understand when I say brake to drift is bad. I don't mind drifting. What I do want, though, is the ability to tune a car and make it do each one. Now, you need to do it simply. The audience of Need for Speed is much broader, and I think that the handling model should say easy. It should be grippy, drifty. It should be a simple slider, but the idea of drift, to me, should feel more like drifting a real car. Maybe not to the extent of Forza, but make it so that it's rewarding. I've spoken about this time and time again. The drifting in Forza, when you pull it off well, feels rewarding. If I pull off a drift in Need for Speed, it's the complete opposite. I feel like the game's doing it for me. Unfortunately, it's difficult for me to show a proper drift in this BMW because it is stock. I mean, sure, it's possible to do so by shoving on the handbrake, which I shall do now. But a drift should feel rewarding. It should make you feel like you've done something good. You've seen stunt videos on Forza, and they look pretty awesome when they achieve something like that. But when someone does a stunt video on Need for Speed, everybody just clicks off. Like, why am I watching this? And for number 2, the auction house. Again, it has its flaws. Just like the handling mod, I don't particularly want it to be the exact same way. I don't want the game to be exactly the same, but take inspiration from the auction house. Now, the auction house is a fantastic feature where you can just literally go on and search for a car that you want to buy. For example, we've just found a 22B, which I'm actually going to bid on right in this video because I love myself a 22B. We were speaking about it on Gran Turismo the other day. If you could get a 22B for 11 grand, would you say no? I don't think so. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of cars in here, and this is just the non-searched ones. This is just ones I've just gone on to random. What I want to see is a bit more depth put into this. I like the personally, I like the customization of Need for Speed where if you put the time in, you get the reward. It might have been a bit too much in Payback to some people's preference, but I want a balance of that either way. I got outbid! Stop outbidding me, I'm trying to get my 22B. Bid failed, for God's sake! What an absolute baboon. What I think the game could do better, one up what this is, because Need for Speed is more about car ownership rather than car collecting, which is what I think Forza's direction is. I think that personally, if you do pursuits in a certain car, if you do races in a certain car, race wins, everything, all that should equate to the value of your car going up and up and up. The more you use your car, I think the more character it has, the more love you've put into it, the more personality it has, the longer you spend on the livery of that car, I think it should be worth more. That would be amazing, and I think that's the better way to go about the auction house. I would super be grateful of that. And again, the parts that say maybe a special and not that they've grinded away for, they can keep them on the cart and make the value go up even more. But at the same time, it's a cool way to just have an extra little bit of gameplay in there, and you know, maybe get notifications through the PlayStation. There's like a special car that's gone on sale on the market and only 100 are available, that kind of thing, and that would be super sweet. It's another area that I've spoken about before on a previous Need for Speed 2019 video. I want clubs to be in this game. Now, again, in Forza, they're not pulled off particularly massively well. If you want to see exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to clubs, what I want to see different, I just want it to be more balanced. I want it to be fair so that when a club starts glitching XP, like they did on this game after week 1, they don't come out on top in number 1. So we can view club info. We get taken to the dashboard of this. Now, this is super cool because this club can now be transferred to another game. I can invite all of these people into another game completely. Tie in with the Xbox and the PlayStation, make an Origin kind of clubs thing, or make it so that each Need for Speed, the clubs stay the same. If you're going to do the GTA route, just make it work. Make a club system that you invite people to events and just have fun, you know? I love coming into the clubs on PlayStation and here and seeing what people have created. There you go. So is that the one wait, that's actually mine. Amazing. There you go. Someone actually so see, cool moments like that. It will be able to create more cool moments like that, and it allows people to find friends, which is what all developers want. Tuning and conversions. Not to be confused with the handling model. This should, I guess it relates to the matter in that I want there to be able to be conversions and stuff. There's a lot of challenges that I like to do, a lot of prattling about that I like to do, and say there's some off-road cars that I don't want to use and there's on-road cars that I do want to use. Stop the normal limitations of the Need for Speed model and create a way for us to do what we want. For example, going into tires, we can throw on better, grippier tires. But then we can throw on rally tires, which allow these cars to drive amazingly in the snow and on the dirt, and also drag slicks to make it an absolute drag monster. It allows you to convert cars into doing what they shouldn't be doing, if that makes sense. It allows you to play with cars a lot more. And the ability to do conversions of some kind. So engine swaps, sure, that's a great feature as well. But for me, the most important thing is the tires and the drivetrain and the gearbox. Those conversions that allow you to take a car like the Bugatti Veyron, for example, and make it an absolute perfect off-road monster. Race Creator. I've not used the Race Creator on this game before. This is actually the first time I'm going to be doing it, but I have seen footage of it and I know how limited it is. Like that of the Cruise race editor, it's really, it's very basic version. Now the race editor on this game allows you to play, can you shut up, man? Allows you to place checkpoints along any route you choose to do so. So you can change them and position them and whatever. Practically, it's a very basic system. That's literally all we can do. What we need from Need for Speed is something like, shut up! Imagine a race creator where you could place where the police could potentially start a police chase. And you have to choose like a bucket list style thing where you can make people do challenges, make everything. And not only that, but those events then get published onto a main page when you launch the game. It recommends them to you. We can do them as YouTubers and promote them. Just imagine each week of Ghost verified events pop up onto the home screen and you get special rewards for doing a certain amount of events, like a special Need for Speed classic car or something. That's what I want to see. I want to see them not only create races just placing checkpoints, I want to see be able to change them up in some way, make them a drift score in a certain area target, and when they meet them, then, my friends, you get a reward. It would be rewarding in itself and push them socially. I think that's the best way to go about it. So, that's some things I personally think that Need for Speed could learn from Forza Horizon 4, or Forza Horizon in general, or Forza in general. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you agree with these? Do you disagree with these? What would you change yourself? One of those other things that I would potentially do is something similar to how Forza does this, but it's kind of based on thing I said earlier in the video. Just want to do a few quick fire things. So the races in this game, seasonal events, I find myself not actually doing them because the reward isn't very significant. If the reward was like a car, like it is on some, I actually do them. Now, I think that people creating races, be able to start them anywhere with special kind of prop placement and triggers for the police and that kind of thing would be absolutely fantastic to drop on the map if they are the special events and you get special rewards for doing them. That, to me, would be the best route to go. There's a whole bunch of other little things you could do with that as well. As I've said in the Need for Speed video, I want like a home page where those events will be clickable or accessible, added to your list, and it would just create this community of constantly evolving events a la GTA 5 that still, to this day, I know it's slowed down a bit because Red Dead's come out, is getting updated and will continue to be updated. And Ghost Games really just has to like some of the events and make them appear on the map for a week or so. Be sure to smash like, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you again in another video tomorrow, if I can get myself off Pokemon. Peace.